Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Guy, and back here with a second video. As you can see, I'm in my nighttime attire. I'm going to be getting ready to chill soon, but I wanted to do a small little list here of 5 games that I think are great for pick up and play. So as we know, there are a ton of games out there that are games that are going to take you hours and hours to beat. And many ways those games could be considered pick up and play, but they're not, because for me, pick up and play is simply what it says on the box. You know, a game you can just pick up the game, load it up, play it, and put it down when you're finished with it. You don't feel like you know, you make a bit of progression, or you can play it for an hour. Myself, I don't have as much time as I used to for gaming. And you might argue, well, is it because you're kids? Yes and no, really. But at the same time, it's like I've sort of lost that edge with gaming, and pick up and play games for me are perfect. While I do enjoy a game that I can just go boom, I can just go boom, I can just play it, and make some progress with it, and I love single player games. I love games that have a beginning and an end. For me, I like these sort of games here that are pick up and play. I do like, if there's a day where I'm like, oh, I've only got maybe like an hour or something, if I've got like an hour to kill or something, and I'm like, screw it, I just want to play something for an hour, and stuff like that, and just go, yeah, here we go. So I've got 5 games that I think are great for pick up and play games, and I think all of these games are available on, I think, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Nintendo Switch. They are all modern games, and I think most of them are available on a streaming service or subscription service, either PlayStation or Xbox. So there's no excuse here. First one is a personal favourite of mine, Enter the Gungeon. I absolutely love this game. I'm a huge fan of twin stick shooters. I love classics like Smash TV and Total Carnage, Robotron, those sort of classic twin stick shooters. But there's Binding of Isaac as well. But for me, Enter the Gungeon is a lot of fun. It's a simple concept, but works really well. And it is a great pick up and play game because it's a roguelike game, which means it's randomized each time you play it. It's one of them games where you die, you go back, you get some upgrades, you make progress, and sometimes you can jump in and make it all the way through and do a perfect run. Other times, it's really based on what the cards deal you. Basically, sometimes you go through and get the best weapons, the best items, the easiest enemies. Other times, you could make it through not even the first floor. It's a really fun game. It's got a really unique art style as well, sort of almost like 16-bit, 8-bit style to it, retro style. It is a twin stick shooter, top-down twin stick shooter, randomized dungeons, but all of the enemies in the game are basically bullets or weapons, essentially. Like you got pistol bullets and giant grenades and things. It's got a cutesy charm to it. It is a challenging game. It is a simple game. You have your basic, your movement, your dodging as like a roll mechanic you have to get used to for dodging. You have an ability called banks, which basically it's either banks or blanks. I think they're called banks. Which basically destroys everything on the screen or any bullets. It's a bullet hell roguelike twin stick shooter, but it is a really fun game. And like I said, it's a great pick up and play game because it's not about progressing. It's not about trying to get everything done in one go. And it's full of great weapons as well. There's loads of cool weapons and Easter eggs and little references to other video games and popular pop culture. You can get like weapons from like Terminator weapons, like Robocop weapons and Judge Dredd weapons and Ghostbuster weapons. And then you've got little Easter eggs, like perks. Like one perk is where you basically, it's kind of like the Gears of War where you reload and you tap the button, you get the cog reload, if you will. But it's a really fun pick up and play game, and I highly recommend it if you want something that you can just play. You know, if you've only got 40 minutes to spare, that's more than enough. And the best part is when you reach the bottom of a floor and and you've done the dungeon and you've killed the boss, you can just save it and leave, you know. So, but because it's not one of them games where you're going to jump in and go, I've got to make it to the end, you know, it's a great pick up and play game. The next one is, which is kind of any in the series, and that is The Sims. I think The Sims, while it is a game you can lose many hours to, and I personally have, it is a great pick up and play game because there is no at least with the PC versions anyway. The PS2 versions have a goal anyway. They have like a goal you have to do. It's a story mode. But it is a great pick up and play game because you just go in and then, you know, you do what you do in The Sims. I don't need to talk about The Sims because you know what The Sims is. If you don't know what The Sims is, what rock have you been living under, guys? It's one of the most well-known games of all time. And the best part is The Sims 4 is now free. Yeah, if you don't already have The Sims 4, you can get it for free. I know The Sims 4 has tons of DLC, and, you know, some of the DLC is really interesting. There's like Star Wars, animals, school, science, you know, so much stuff. But it's free now, you know, so if you want to play it, it's a great time to start playing it, and you could lose many hours in the game, or you could just pick up and play it for an hour, go away, come back later on, and it's a great game. The next one is one that I was just playing not long ago, Hotline Miami, both 1 and 2. This is an excellent game. It's a great example of indie games are the way forward for gaming, guys. Hotline Miami is, I want to say it's a twin stick shooter, basically, but it's not like Enter the Gungeon. It's not a roguelike per se, but it is a game where you're going to die a lot. So basically, it's a simple concept. You have to go in each room and then kill all the enemies and then leave. And it sounds simple enough, but it isn't. It's a one-hit kill game. One hit, sometimes maybe 1 or 2 hits, depending on if you've been shot from far away and stuff, is enough to kill you. But it's one of them games, it's one more go, one more go, one more go type games. It gets in as hell, but it is a great pick up and play game. It does have a story to it. Honestly, I don't care. It's got a point system. Again, I don't care about that. It has some unlockables, like new masks. Each character has a different mask. You can go in, some of the masks like change the gameplay up a little bit. Like one mask could start you with a knife, another mask could make it so more guns appear and so on. But it is a really fun pick up and play game. I think both games are available on PlayStation Plus. That's how I've been playing it. And I don't think they're overly long games. I think they're about 5 to 6 hours for both of them, but it does have some good replay value. It's a great game to play with a friend as well, because even though it's a single player game, it's one of them games. I go in, do it, I died, here, you have a go. But it's a really fun game. You know, you want to be fast and you want to try and get the best points, but it's all about planning your attacks and going, if I'm going to go straight in and whack someone, I could easily be shot by someone off screen. You have to know where the enemies are. You have to watch the pattern. You have to use the doors to your advantage, you know. You can be sneaky and be cheap at times and just hide in a room and wait for someone to walk by the room and just whack on one and stuff like that. But if you kill one enemy, chances are if another one's there, you're dead. If you enjoy Hotline Miami, there's another one called LA Cops. That's another one that's similar to Hotline Miami, but that's a fun one as well. I highly recommend both of those games. Next up is House Flipper. I've talked about this game many times. A lot of these simulation games, they're a niche market. There's Cooking Simulator, Goat Simulator, although Goat Simulator is the anti-simulator game, if you will. You know, Construction Simulator, Police Simulator, Bus Simulator, Lawn Mowing Simulator, Grass Simulator, every type of simulator. But the one that really stood out for me was House Flipper. It's a simple concept, but it works really well. Simple concept, basically you buy houses and you renovate them and flip them for money. But in between doing that, you do have little jobs you can do where people ask you to come in, you know, clean the rooms, something as simple as clean the windows, clean the floor, replace the furniture, install this, replace the paint. It is a really monotonous game, but it is really zen. You know, you can play this game and it's very zen-like experience. And it's a great pick up and play game because there's no end goal per se. I believe there is an end of the game. I think you can actually beat the game. I think you have to have done every single house. I don't know, but it does have some Easter eggs to houses. I think there's the Breaking Bad house in the game. There's the Home Alone house. And then they also added Garden Flipper into the game. It's not a perfect game. There are some glitches here and there, and it can be a little bit annoying at times. But yeah, there's a ton of these ones. There was also Power Wash Simulator, which I did try out, but I actually wasn't a big fan of that one. I thought I was going to like it, but that one just sort of felt a little bit too boring for me. But if you're into those sort of games, I highly recommend House Flipper. It's also on the Switch. I believe House Flipper 2 was just announced not long ago as well. So we are going to get a House Flipper 2, which is yay. And then last but not least is a newish game, Disney Dreamlight Valley. But I suppose you could put any of these Animal Crossing type games on here. But Disney Dreamlight Valley is one that I've played a little bit of, and it's one of those games that I'm going to come back to every now and then. It is a real-time game, unfortunately, so it's kind of a bit like a mobile game almost. It is free to play, but it is completely single player. I don't think there is any online stuff with the game at the moment other than cloud saves, but I imagine as time goes on they'll probably add some online capabilities, maybe visit other people's gardens or whatever. Again, much like Animal Crossing, you come in, you do your activities, you know, water your plants, upgrade your house. But this game, I think, actually is better than Animal Crossing in the sense of, I know a lot of people are going to hate me here, but when I say it's better than Animal Crossing, the only problem I have with Animal Crossing is Animal Crossing felt like, maybe they changed it in the newer ones, I don't know. But with me, Animal Crossing just felt very, once you played it, you know, and got over that whole, oh, I'm loving this situation, it's kind of like, okay, I'm going in, I'm doing a bit of fishing, getting some new stuff for my house and things like that, and that's about it. I know it has more to it, but that was my experience with Animal Crossing. But with Disney Dreamlight Valley, there's actually like a goal to do, if you will. Like you have to help. I know Disney, I know Animal Crossing, you help the villagers and stuff, but this one, there's actually quests, if you will. You know, it says, please do this, go here, do that. But it is a great pick up and play game because it's all real time. You know, if you come on it in the morning, go on it in the evening, you know, stuff's going to change, you know, and all of those materials you need might be there. So if you like those sort of things, then it's definitely worth checking out. But it's also Disney, so it's got that Disney charm as well. I'll be honest with you, there is a lot of Disney characters that aren't in the game. I think there's only, as far as I know, as of this moment, there's a few Lion King characters, Little Mermaid, obviously the original Disney characters, Donald, Mickey, you know, Scrooge McDuck, which I thought was really weird. Scrooge McDuck's in the game, and then you've got Donald, Scrooge McDuck, but then you've got like fucking Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Pluto, Goofy, Merlin from The Sword and the Stone, and I believe there's a Lion King world as well, Moana world, and Wally world. So you can go to these different worlds as well and stuff. But I assume over time, this game, if Disney do decide to, you know, push some money into it, it is free to play, so it does have some paywall behind it. But it's completely optional. All of the paywall really essentially comes in this, what you would normally get like in a mobile game if you want extra energy or stuff like that. But even actually you don't, because you can get energy really quickly in this game just by finding food around the world and creating food. I'd say it's better than a mobile game. But there we go, guys. There are 5 pick up and play games that I recommend Obviously, there's a ton out there. You can think about games like, you know, Red Dead Redemption, GTA, in the sense of if you just jump in and, you know, do what like Dashy does, just play it and mess around. You know, obviously there's online games like Overwatch, Call of Duty, those sort of things. You know, you can jump in and play a couple of matches and go back. But these are just games that I just wanted to focus on. Single player pick up and play games that you can play for an hour or you can play it for longer. And the best part about them is, like I said, all of these ones I believe are on Game Pass or PlayStation. I think all of them apart from Hotline Miami are available on Game Pass. Hotline Miami's on the PlayStation, but I don't know if Hotline Miami is on Game Pass. Part of me want to say that it is, but I don't think it is. But it is a cheap game anyway. But there we go, guys. 5 pick up and play games. I know a lot of people have been asking when am I going to start talking about games again. So there you go, guys. A little list of games. 2 videos today. Just because probably tomorrow I won't do a video. But there we go, guys. I'm going to go and do some more stuff now. And then I'm probably going to come up soon and watch some wrestling and chill. Finish off watching AVGN. I've been watching the seasons of AVGN. I think I'm on like the last halfway through season 12 now. I think he's done all 15 seasons. He's still in 16 at the moment, and stuff like that. So anyway, if you enjoyed this little video, feel free to leave a like, and of course comment below. Let me know one pick up and play game that you love. Again, there's a ton more out there. Maybe I'll do some more lists if you like this sort of thing. Of course, leave a comment below. I've got a couple of video ideas for this week, so there might be some different things this week outside of the Blu-ray, DVD, stuff like that. So I want to try and bring back some gaming related stuff, even though I'm not showing actual games because I don't have any actual games to show. But anyway, guys, have a nice day and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.